Welcome to the rundown, y'all. What's going on? This is the Prelude before episode 18.
19, ain't it?
19. Oh, you're right.
Yeah, it's episode 19.
19. I have been correct. That is true. It is episode 19. Here in Memphis on the Mid-South, it has been, we just officially got over Winter Storm 2021. Thank God we didn't get hit like Texas and all those, but
it was interesting though.
It was interesting. We ain't used to all this stuff down here, and I know went to TSU and all these people went from the East Coast and stuff. Always made fun of people from Memphis, like y'all get a little dusting and start getting all antsy and stuff. But we like, hey. You know what I'm saying? That's what we used to down here. Just like y'all not used to the humidity and heat.
Right.
Well,
no, up there, but 80 degrees up there is 78, and they talking about they about to fall out.
Right.
Like 78. Man, 78, we good. Like, it is, shoot.
Live out here in Memphis in July. Memphis in July.
I ain't got to cut the air on in the car on 78. I can ride with the windows down.
Right. Easy. So, it was interesting, man. I know for me, we, was still working, from home as usual, but
I was out there in it.
Ooh, yeah, bro. I know you had it rough out there in them streets.
Horrible.
I can imagine. I had to take my boy to the doctor on Wednesday before the second round came, and we were sliding. I went down Ivanhoe, the street over there, and the lady, the people from the doctor called me to tell me not to take Ivanhoe because a water line the night before broke on that street. And the temperature's already been like froze.
That was like -1.
So that whole street was a glacier. I turned on that jet. I was so far down I couldn't turn back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So thank God wasn't nobody behind me, wasn't nobody coming up the other way. So I was just like, you know what I'm saying, until I got to that stop sign. Thankfully, went off and on stage, and it got better as I went. But I'm glad we through, man. Like I said, I think we didn't got enough snow for 2 years, bro.
Yeah. I mean, it'll probably be another 10, 15 before it happen like that again. So I mean, it is what it is.
1985, dog. 1985 since the last time we had.
Yeah, so see what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't
Yeah, 1985. So, but you were good though, man. I know you, in your line of work, you was out there snow plowing.
Man, yeah, shoveling the truck.
That's crazy, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Shoveling the car when I was driving.
Yeah.
You got stuck a couple of times,
That's crazy. I got stuck at my mom's house too. Family helped me, dig myself out a little bit. But it was cool. It was a good experience though. My kids loved it, and it was what it was. And I want to give a shout out. Can I say shout out? But just condolences to the Apostle Fred K.C. Price passed.
The
OG. Maybe a week or two, maybe over a week ago now. Maybe it was last Sunday or last Saturday evening or something. And we're connected, to his ministry with Breath of Life, who we went to. He been to our church at least 2 or 3 times for sure.
More than that, but yeah.
At least that I know I can remember 2 or 3 times. And I've been to his church out there in California. Me and my folks went maybe in 01 or 02, and just his his whole ministry, man. Pops loved him. Like I said, my pops, he just didn't listen to anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
so he was Tony Evans and Fred Price was his dude. You know what I'm saying?
No, and one of the best, man. Look, race, religion, and racism. Like that's like hands down, like the bit. I mean,
that's crazy.
And he lost a lot of.
He did.
Evangelical support. When he came, yeah, of course. But even some of the black ones.
Some of the black, yep.
Because he detailed it. He went historically. He went, you know what I'm saying, natural history, went biblical history.
Science.
Like he broke it all the way down, and he talked about everything, and he wasn't concerned about stepping on toes or hurting feelings because it wasn't from a place of malice. It was from a place of truth. And in order to get healing in any situation, like we first have to acknowledge that there is a problem.
Yeah.
Then secondly, we got to be open to discuss like, okay, what are the problems? What are the issues? And once we acknowledge that there is a problem and we talk about what those problems are, then we can get healing.
Yeah.
And I think that we said this on the podcast before when we were talking about other issues, that the problem is we want to act like it's no problem. And then even when we acknowledge it is a problem, we don't want to talk about the problem.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you can't, you can't ever get healing or get over something if you act like whatever is hurting you doesn't exist. Whatever trauma you has doesn't exist. You got to be willing to talk about it and share it. And he delved deep into that thing. And
that was crazy. I'm listening to it actually now, man. I've been rewatching it. I'm on part 9, I think.
Okay. We got it was it last year? It was either last year or the year before last, but we got it for my my pop's birthday. You know what I'm saying? Like,
DVD,
man, mom got him the CD, she got him the books, like the whole 9. You know, he got the whole thing. Like, and I would say the only thing close to that is like when Doc did the series on the Christian home.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I ain't gonna lie, I gotta give him that thing right there.
Yeah. That was tight.
That was, you know, but racialism and racism is definitely something I think that everybody needs to have. And salute to the OG. Salute. Man, prayers and condolences and just based on our faith, we believe we know where he is, but he definitely impacted my life, directly and indirectly.
Yeah.
And man, just keeping the family lifted up in prayer during their time of grieving. And you know Alan Crabb in the NBA.
Yeah, that's his
granddad.
grandson.
Yeah, that's his granddad. Yeah. Apostle Price is Alan Crabb's granddad. Like,
that's forgot.
Yeah, this is his mom's dad.
Forgot her name. His daughter's name. That's but I knew that it was. Yeah, man, it was that whole series is fighting, and also just another precursor with him. Like, what's that sermon called? The Other Side of Signs and Miracles. Like, look at it on YouTube. Like, the dude was so gangsta on that junk, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can go on and on talking about Apostle Price, but you know what I'm saying? He's worthy of more than worthy of a mention, because we're pretty much a product of him, because I think Pastor Holloway, that's his mentor.
Right,
correct.
Yeah, Ivy Hood as well.
Ivy Hood, yep. Out in Texas, right? Houston.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So shout out to that, man. Condolences to the family, prayers. And this was an interesting one. FloJo, we remember FloJo. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That was back in our day, the 80s, 84 Olympics, 88, 92.
You know what I'm saying? Like 88, 92.
88, 92. You know what I'm saying? Real cold. She, she wasn't the one with the nails.
That's her.
That's
her.
Okay.
Yeah, she had the nails.
She the one with the nails.
She had her own clothing line. She was very stylish.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. Like, because I want to say, I think it was the 88 Olympics where she had set, you know, all those records and stuff like that.
One thing, she won like 5 gold medals.
Yeah, like that was the one where she turned up.
So, FloJo, supposedly, like, I don't know if this is a rumor or not, but it's a rumored out there that Tiffany Haddish is supposed to be playing FloJo, and I guess in a, let me use his word, biopic. You know what I'm saying? Or biopic, whatever you know you choose to do. You know,
you were doing great.
You know, whatever
now
you choose.
You sold out for the man.
So
we ain't even got sponsors yet. You sold out.
Yeah, not yet. We got something coming though. You remember that? Yeah, we got something. We'll get into that.
We gonna
but dude, like, this is just my thoughts. Like, I don't want to sound like a hater, but I really don't care. Like, usually when people have this type of serious role, because I'm assuming it's a serious role, they usually master the comedic part they have done in movies. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I hope she does well. I'm just kind of skeptic, because I'm just like, I'm not sure if she'll kill it, because to me, she hasn't killed the comedic side in certain roles that she's been in.
I would say, to me, her best was in Girls Trip.
Yeah.
Like, that was her best her.
Agree. What about Night School? You seen Night School?
Can't remember. Have not seen bits and pieces of Night School, but like the movie she was in with my boy Amari, Hardwick Ghost from Power where her sister was dating him or whatever. Like she gets out of jail, and so I can't think of the name of the movie.
I remember vaguely that.
But and I want to say I think Whoopi Goldberg might have been their mama in the movie or something like that. Like she had like a little cameo. I can't remember. I think it's her. But
I'm not sure.
But she was okay-ish in that one. I like her in. Have you ever seen The Last OG?
That's the TV show with Cedric
Tracy
Entertainer?
Morgan. Yes, Tracy Morgan, Cedric Entertainer.
I seen some of it.
So she's less comedic in that one.
Okay.
It's more dramatic for her, whereas of course Tracy gonna be Tracy.
Right.
I
ain't seen that one.
So I don't think that it's impossible. The only thing is that I want to say when FloJo won her medals in '88, she was in her 20s. And Tiffany Haddish doesn't look her age, but she don't look 25 either.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That so like if she told me she was 35, that's very believable. You know what I'm saying? Because she looks great, but she's 40ish. You know what I'm saying? I'd even go 32. But you would hard sell me on 25. I'm like, dang, you must have been out there selling dope or something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Not bad. Looks like a fox if you told me 32, 35.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But 25, that would be a hard sell.
Yeah.
But it's not that I don't think she can pull the dramatic side, because when you look at comedians like Robin Williams, Dead Poet Society, 24 Hour Photo, Good Will Hunting, and he was a comedian, but those were serious roles.
Right.
You look at Jim Carrey in I forget the movie is the number 23 or something like that. Truman Show. Bill Murray in Lost in Translation. You know what I'm saying? Like you have comedians that I forget, Will Ferrell did one where it was kind of a serious, role for him. So comedians historically can do dramatic stuff like Jamie in Collateral and Ray. And those came out in like back-to-back years. Like I want to say he's one of the few actors who was nominated for Best Actor and Best Supporting Actor in the same Oscars. So
it's levels to it though.
You see what I'm saying? Like and it's like
lane?
Eddie Murphy. You've seen him do like in the Mr. Church movie, Dreamgirls.
I like Mr. Church. Mr. Church was good.
Right, where he was a more serious, dramatic type of role.
Yeah.
So comedians can do the serious, dramatic type of roles. I'm not concerned with that aspect of it. As much as it is, it's just the age for me is a hard sell.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not saying that you should be necessarily age appropriate, because people play against type all the time when it comes to the age thing. But like I said, either this movie is being made or in production, and you're steady having birthdays.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like that. So you expect me to believe that you are this 25-year-old woman?
Yeah.
That's kind of the hard sell for me on it. Not so much the acting.
You like her stand up?
No.
Yeah. No. See, because everybody that you just named with that, like, they nearly mastered that stand up role or something around. Like, I wish her well. I'm interested. I would be interested in seeing it just because I want to see how she does in that type of role. But it's like, I don't think she may have even mastered the stand-up comedy yet, or even the in-movie stuff yet. And everybody, like you said, Jamie, Eddie, Jim Carrey, Robin Williams, before they took that step to get in a serious role, I think they mastered the stand-up part of it before they got into it. And so I'll be rooting for it. Like, she lost a lot of weight. I don't know if you've seen her lately, Tiffany Haddish, but she lost a lot of weight. She doing this ad for I forgot the dude's name, but they got these body powders and stuff. So she been doing some infomercials.
No, I mean she's always been, even before I hadn't seen her since the weight loss, but I mean wasn't nothing wrong with the way she looked to me.
She wasn't big anyway. Like
anyway, like she looked good. Again, like I'm not saying I would walk up to her in the club and lick the side of her face or anything, but like I would, like if I saw her out and I didn't know her, like just from an appearance standpoint, like I would shoot the shot. You know what I'm saying? Like I see, if the jumper was working, I see what happened.
What you say? Do a little
he hit her with a step back, hit her with the Kyrie step back hezzy.
Okay. With the left.
The hezzy and the step back.
Yeah.
But no, she's very attractive. She's very attractive.
She's nice. I give her that. She is nice.
So, that part of it, like I said, that the look doesn't not do it for me as much as it is just the youthfulness of it.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so, and again, if you're playing her after the medals, you know what I'm saying? Okay, then that's different. But like during that prime, because I want to say when she passed, I don't know if she was as old as Tiffany Haddish is now when she passed.
Yeah, she was fairly young. I'm not sure.
Right, you know what I'm saying? I want to say she was in her 30s, and I might be off on that, but like she was young when she passed.
Right.
And so, so like you're supposed to be playing her in the prime.
Right.
Yeah.
So well, whenever that's supposed to come out, I don't know. I think there's more than a rumor now. So she may be doing that. So we'll see how she goes. And I also want to talk about Ted Cruz, man. The whole thing with him. I don't even have the story up right now, but basically in Texas, they had the winter storm.
Texas, and he wanted to take a trip.
He wanted to take a trip. Everybody snowed in. The power was off. The ice, the snow, whatever. And so I think he and his family, he wanted to take him and his family to Mexico, I believe.
I wanted to read that. I pulled my phone. I was going to read this because we talked about this a long time ago. It says, the forest was shrinking, but the trees kept voting for the axe. For the axe was clever and convinced the trees that because his handle was made of wood, he was one of them. Shout out to my guy Jay Sanders because he posted it. I had to take a snapshot of it, but it's an old J Mac, the down south Jedi.
Yes, sir.
But he he posted an old Turkish proverb, but I had to like screenshot it. But again, it said the forest was shrinking, but the trees kept voting for the axe. For the axe was clever and convinced the trees that because his handle was made of wood, he was one of them. And so again, this goes back to, we talked about this before, but you know what I'm saying. And this is where my position came in. You see what these folks is doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We talk about, okay, well, that's why this is matters or that matters. Okay, well, everybody, Uncle Joe or Papa Joe, all the stuff supposedly, you know what I'm saying, he's supposed to be doing, like, ain't been no reparation talk. You know what I'm saying? Ain't been no, matter of fact, he shot down the cancellation of the student loans thing. He wanted to be a certain amount, not, the full thing. He's also pushing hard that every adult gets vaccinated.
Who, Cruz?
No,
Joe
Biden.
Oh, Joe, yeah.
But I'm just saying in general.
Okay.
So on the one hand, you got Cruz, who's a staunch Republican.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Pure conservative.
Right. Like so you got that, but he foul and crooked. You know what I'm saying? And so this is the thing with Democrats are supposed to be liberal, but you're supposed to be respecting people's views and their rights and their individuality. And so as an individual, I say, you know what? I don't want to introduce any foreign substance into my body. Check this out. You deal with software all the time. Anytime you introduce something to a system that tells it what to do, something that's not already in the internal system, you call that a computer what? The virus. Okay. When you introduce something to a system or a computer that it makes it do something that it ain't naturally doing.
Okay.
It's called a virus.
Okay. Uh-huh.
And then it makes the computer act funny.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? So you want me to introduce something to my body to make my body do something that it wasn't already doing.
Designed to do, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you saying that that's okay. My issue with these elected officials is that it's always about their agenda, and you should be about the people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so with Ted Cruz, you got folks that voted for you that are suffering. But you're not making sure, and there's nothing wrong with taking a vacation. You should be able to vacation whenever you want a vacation.
Right.
But you should have had some systems and things in place before you go where you're going. So it's like, hey, you can't check me on what I'm doing because we got water being distributed. We got, this, my power folks doing it. We taking care of this.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm taking my family here or whatever, but I already A, B, C, D.
Right.
It's already checked off.
The optics, personally, I didn't really see the big deal. It was a bad look. It didn't look good. I give him that. The way it looked and then the way he came back and apologized.
Right.
Which was
which means why apologize
right.
if I was telling somebody this today, why would you apologize? And my dad taught me this when I was a kid. Don't ever apologize for something or say you're sorry for something that you did not do.
Right.
If you're not wrong in a situation, it don't matter how people feel.
Right.
It don't matter the way they look at you. If you're not wrong,
right.
Don't admit to no fault when you didn't commit a fault.
Right.
Don't just say you're sorry or apologize just for the optics or just because it looks good.
Right.
And it goes back to something you said some weeks ago. We want we so concerned with representation versus legislation. Like it looks good to apologize, but what does that really do? Are you really guilty?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it appears to be good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But is that really the real? And so, like you said, the fact that he apologized, it makes you look guilty.
And even the apology. If you look at it, wasn't like, dog, like you just really keep on putting your foot in your mouth.
He had an apology like my boy Ryan Leaf did when he went off on the reporter, and he read it off the paper, then threw it back in the locker after he got through.
I'm like, dog, because at the end of the day, if you
Shout out to Ryan Leaf, by the way. I still love you, Ryan Leaf. I don't care what they say about you.
Yeah, he cool people now.
He was cool people then. Just in a bad
he's in a bad little space.
What is different between him and what Baker went through? Or all them chances Johnny Manziel got.
Right.
And Johnny was not half as good as Ryan was in college.
Ryan was cold.
You know what I'm saying? His first few games in the league, Johnny Manziel didn't have any games as good as Ryan did in the league, and he kept getting chances.
Yeah.
In the 3 years that he was with San Diego or whatever, he had 4 coaches. Mm-hmm. Who's gonna, you know what I'm saying? Who's gonna play good in those circumstances when you're constantly changing? Right. And you got to learn a new system, and you got to get used to somebody else's personality. And then he said, he was spoiled, because he was good at football growing up. He got to get away with stuff he shouldn't have got away with. But when you're constantly changing, and then versus you look at Peyton Manning's situation, he come to Indy, he had one coach, and then he gets Tony Dungy, and the rest is history. And then he has Caldwell as his quarterback, and the rest is history. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So that stability. You look at Big Ben. Big Ben had 2 coaches, Bill Cowher and Mike Tomlin. Yeah. Brady had 1 coach. You know what I'm saying? Drew Brees and Sean Payton, these coaches are synonymous. One thing that I think, and you know this from your team, because my team went through this too with all them changing, Alex Smith, all them changing coaches. Y'all was straight with Jimmy. Jerry couldn't get his ego out the way. And then ever since Jimmy left, it's been a carousel.
Yeah. Been too much. That's, you know. He will bring them to Cowboys while I got my jersey.
No, I'm not. That's not a hate. It was some times that y'all should, with all due respect, because you know what I'm representing, and we used to always face each other in the NFC Championship. It's a respectful rivalry.
Epic battles.
Sometimes we would look at y'all team and be like, man, you know what? If we had that O line,
yep.
Man, if we had a running back like that, look, it ain't too many players off y'all squad that I wouldn't take. Like, man, I'd take Gallup.
Yeah.
I'd take Cooper. I'd take Lamb. I'd take Vander Esch. I'd take a lot of the dudes off y'all O-line. Like,
yeah, we just need healthy. We just need
man, look, I'd take, if y'all get rid of that, I'd take that.
Yeah, that's we're gonna talk about that soon. But I wasn't mad at Ted Cruz. I thought the man did, you know what I'm saying, a disservice to himself when he apologized. But look, at the end of the day, if you actually read up on Texas too, why they power system went out, it was something that the actual state did a long time ago that they didn't agree on. That, you know, the way that their power system structure was set up, it should not have been that way in the first place. So it was stupid how he came out with the apology. But you know how if I had the opportunity and we didn't have any power, it was super cold, and I had the opportunity to take my family away and go somewhere, like you got phones, you got everything else. You can talk to your staff and see what's going on the ground, or get certain orders to certain people and stuff like that. Like, he doesn't physically have to be there to do those things. He got a cell phone, he got a laptop, he can call his people, his staff. I'm sure he got an assistant, a manager, and all the stuff like that to get on the ground.
I mean, now I don't agree that he should have to, because I'm going through it. You got to sit here with me and go through it too.
Yeah, well, that's a lot of people's.
No, my thing was just make sure, and I don't think that he made sure that certain stuff was solidified, not having a plan, but something actually in the process. Like, okay, yeah, I'm over here, but
right,
this is already going on. Y'all in my business, and y'all need to get y'all some business because we already got this taken care of.
But he too politically correct to even talk like that.
Right. Well, I mean, but that's what you get.
That's his fault.
You in that position.
Right. That's his fault. Like, that's, if he would have came to it like that, like, look, but he's like, it's the right thing to do, to put the best face on it. You know what I'm saying? I should not did it, because I think when it came out with it, he was like, I regretted that decision as soon as I think we hit the plane. You know what I'm saying? I was like, bro, why would you?
Yeah, it seems disingenuous.
Why, yeah, I'm like.
So, and it's like, so are you sad that you made the decision, or you sad you got caught?
Yeah, we know which one it is.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's, you know, whatever.
We know which one it is. But that's what it do. That's what it do for the rundown, for the prelude before episode 19. Y'all.